returning to Dynasty Warriors 3 yet again to complete the rest of the Wu Kingdom and finish off the vanilla version of the game. We're at a point now where I'll be covering the characters even quicker than before, as I've covered almost everything in the game at least once now. So now we're just rushing through what's left, and we're starting with Sun Jian, the father of Sun Xiangxiang, Sun Quan and Sun Ce, who for some reason had me choosing him on the character select screen cut off in recording. He's the first Wu character so far to have the Yellow Turban Rebellion. His second weapon is the long sword, which I already have. A Wu Yellow Turban stage goes a little differently than a Shuo Wei one, as Wu characters start on the western side of the fortress. I start by heading south to defeat Ma Yuan Yi. Sun Jian uses the same general moveset as Liu Bei, Huang Chong, Cao Cao and Xiahou Yuan. His Musou attack is a few horizontal swings followed by a sliding slash forward. After defeating Ma Yuan Yi, I get heading east. I end up running into Chang Jiao here and very easily take him down. Once defeated, he tells me he has no time for me and disappears. He then quickly appears inside the fortress in the middle and tries attacking He Jin, but I keep moving towards the southeast gate captain. Sun Jian is just okay. He has no great attacks and not much for fighting large groups. Not even his Musou attack helps with that weakness. From there I get moving northeast, taking out Yan Cheng, Gao Sheng and going up the hill for Chang Bao. Chang Liang freezes the river and I get taking out the officers along the north, Pei Yuan Xiao and He Yi. Chang Jiao has returned to his normal spot and I take him out there. There's a few details missing, as a large chunk of the footage after the river was frozen got corrupted. Sun Jian starts at class 13 and goes up to class 11. He also ends up with 4 sergeant bodyguards. His second stage is Hulao Gate. It's Hulao Gate, so there's nothing left to say here. I manage over 1,000 kills though. He has the officers killed, I reach class 7 and gain major bodyguards. His third stage is the surprise attack on Liu Biao. Sun Jian starts off in the southeast corner like Taisha Se. Being the Wu leader in this game, Taisha Se has a 10-stage Musou mode, but this means that the stage he dies in is only his third stage, meaning he survives far longer past his real-life death than Liu Bei and Cao Cao do. I clear out the southern line, taking out Huang Tzu on the way, then north and east through the mountains, defeating Chang Hu before I reach the enemy HQ. I defeat Cheng Sheng, Kuai Liang, Cai Mao, then head out east to defeat Lu Gong. I then return to finish off Liu Biao. Sun Jian reaches class 6 from this. His fourth stage is Assault on the Wu territory. This is one of the few stages where the cutscene does not change depending on who you're playing as the opening conversation is always between Cho Yu and Sun Ce. I start in the northwestern corner and take down Chang Ying and Chen Heng. Moving northeast and then south, I head west. I ignore Taisha Se and go all the way west to defeat Yan Yu and Yan Baihu. I next head over to the northeast corner of the map to bring down Cho Xin and Wang Lang. South a little next to take down Liu Yong. Taisha Se was defeated by my allies. Sun Jian reaches class 5 with 6 fighter bodyguards. Stage 5 is Che Bi yet again. Nothing new with that starting position. Officers killed, Sun Jian reaches class 3 with 8 bodyguards. His stage 6 is Hefei. But first I'm going to get his 4th weapon. This is an easy one. On the surprise attack stage I have to kill Lu Gong. That's all. The special item then appears on the northeast corner of the starting beach. The Savage Wolf adds a fire effect to Sun Jian's C5. With Hefei, Sun Jian starts in that same middle spot I've started skipping describing the stage over, so I'm doing it again here. Here's the officers I killed, Sun Jian reaches class 2 and his bodyguards become major warriors. Stage 7 is Yiling. However, I start around the same northeastern corner as Cho Yu, Lu Xun and Taisha Se before me, so I'm skipping another description. I take down Liu Bei and end Shu's role in this playthrough. I also gain the Lone Wolf, Sun Jian's 3rd weapon. These are the officers I killed, but no level ups. Stage 8 is another one I've been skipping for a while, the Nanman campaign. I killed this lot and got Sun Jian to class 1. Finally, a stage I've only seen once on the Wu side, the battle at Youting for stage 9. Starting in the centre south, I get moving north where I defeat Xu Huang and Chen Ji. Next to the northwest of the centre fort to take down Chang Pe and Hu Qi. Then to the opposite side of the battlefield for Dian Wei. Cao Shu is surrounded, so I head to the centre of the stage and take him out too. That just leaves the northern end of the stage where I take down Sima Yi and then Cao Cao. No level ups, Sun Jian's final stage is Hefei Castle. So starting far back in the centre south, I travel all the way northwest and through the Hall of Arrows, past the wind corridor to the centre of the stage where I defeat Dian Wei and Xiahou Yuan, to the northeast to take out Xu Chu. Then it's to the centre north where I take down Chang Liao, Sima Yi and Cao Cao. Sun Jian's bodyguards become elite, and for clearing Musou mode as Liu Bei, Cao Cao and Sun Jian, I unlock the bonus character Fu Shi. His ending cutscene shows Lu Xun watching Sun Xiang dance, Lu Xun and Lu Meng drinking together, Sun Jian and Lu Xun checking out a passing Diao Chan, Huang Gai patting out Lu Xun's shoulder, and Sun Jian sitting content. Why is Sun Jian a cameo in his own ending, and why does Lu Xun get so much focus? Well, since Sun Jian already has his 4th weapon, it's now time to max him out. His attack and defense stats are already maxed out by now. One run of Yellow Turbans has him reach class max, 3 more runs to max his Musou meter, 1 more run to max out his health, and 2 more runs to max out his points at 99,999. Following him is one of his sons, Sun Quan. Sun Quan starts with Che Bi, and every single one of his stages are stages I've described to death, with nothing much left to talk about. So I'll be really skimming over him. His 2nd weapon is also the long sword, so he can start with that. Sun Quan also still has a variation of the general moveset that Liu Bei, Huang Chong, Cao Cao, Xiahou Yuan and Sun Jian all have. He even shares his Musou attack with his father. Overall, he's just as average as Sun Jian with pretty much the same strengths and weaknesses, so I have even less to work with when talking about him. Here's the officers killed. He also starts at class 13 and jumps to class 10 with 4 major bodyguards. For stage 2 he gets a raid on the Rogue Fortress. Since no kingdoms have been defeated yet, the leader of the bandits is just a generic commander. Sun Quan reaches class 9 and his bodyguards become fighters. Stage 3 for him is Hefei and he starts dead center yet again, so it's another skip. Officers killed, Sun Quan reaches class 7 and his bodyguards become guard warriors. Stage 4 is Yi Ling, where he starts in the same area everyone else but his sister so far has. Shu are defeated for good in their only appearance in this playthrough. Again Sun Quan's 3rd weapon, King Wolf. He killed these guys and reached class 6 with 6 bodyguards. Stage 5 is Yo Ting. He starts in the same position his dad does. List of officers defeated, Sun Quan reaches class 5. Stage 6 is another appearance of the Nanman campaign. It turned out I'd forgotten to end my recording after the end of Yo Ting and wound up with 25 minutes of the Nanman map screen recorded. Before I came back to this recording, I was wondering how badly I did to make Yo Ting last 45 minutes. My defeated enemies, Sun Quan reaches class 4. His final stage is Hefei Castle, but even this stage has been repeated enough and I started near enough the same place that there's nothing left to add. I even give Sun Quan the red hair just to make replaying this stage yet again go faster. And that's it for his Musou mode. Here's who he killed, he reached class 3. His ending has him drinking with Huang Gai and showing off his sword skills as the only new bits. Now for his 4th weapon. It's another simple objective. On Hefei Castle I have to defeat Chang He. However, Sun Quan is kind of weak compared to hard difficulty characters and so I die twice attempting this. So I do it in 2-player and have my own Chang He deathclaw their Chang He to death. This spawns a special item to the east of the castle centre pond. This gets me the Master Wolf, which doesn't have an element. Sun Quan's bodyguards become elites. Maxing time and a run of Yellow Turbans fully levels his bodyguard. 2 more runs maxes his defense stat. The next run sees him reach class max and maxes his attack stat. 2 more runs to max his Musou meter. 3 more to max his health out. And then one last go through it to max out his points. Remember when covering 2 characters took an hour? We're now halfway through the Wu Kingdom. The next character to look at is Lu Meng, who starts off with the last new stage of the game, the Pirate Attack on the High Seas. This is the 3rd of the Small Bandit levels. It's more complex than the Mountain Bandits, but less than the Rogue Fortress. Being a halberd user, I already have his 2nd weapon, the Great Halberd. Lu Meng starts the stage stood alone on the deck of a huge ship and philosophising to himself. That's when he gets approached by pirates. 2 ships get close to his and attack. I first start by moving onto the ship to the east since it's closer to my starting position. Lu Meng's also just okay in gameplay. The issue is that he has a variation of Chang Liao's moveset, but Chang Liao is just better in just about every way. If you're looking for a character for free play, there's no reason to play as Lu Meng when you could be Chang Liao instead. I move south from this ship to find the first officer, a generic lieutenant commander. Even his Musou attack isn't as good as Chang Liao's, just a generic side-to-side swing that doesn't look like it has that great range. I kill the officer and follow this path to the end to find another and take him down too. From there I head all the way north and capture the gate, and that's the eastern ship dealt with, so I next return to my own ship and move west. Following the line of ships leads to another lieutenant commander to get rid of. Continuing to follow the one-way path takes me to the pirate leader, a generic commander. He's kind of stubborn, but I eventually break away from him when I spot a 4th lieutenant commander further south to deal with, and not long after the commander goes down too. Defeated, he asks who Lu Meng even is, but Lu Meng does not see the pirate as worth answering to. Lu Meng reaches class 15 from this. His 2nd stage is the Yellow Turban Rebellion. It goes pretty much the same as it did with Sun Jian, but I can plan a better route now from the Wu starting point. Killed officers are here, Lu Meng reaches class 12 with 4 sergeant bodyguards, and another stage I've long started skipping over with Hulao Gate as stage 3. Once again I get 1,000 kills. That's another reason I've wound up skimming over the stages even more by now. With all my powerful equipped items, I have very few deaths to point out on top of knowing the most efficient way through all these battles. Here's the defeated officers, Lu Meng reaches class 8 while the bodyguards become fighters. Stage 4 is Che Bi, but it's that same starting position, so skip again. Defeated officers, Lu Meng reaches class 6, bodyguards become majors. One of the lesser seen stages for stage 5 with Fan Castle. Starting off in the centre, I run to the east and up the stairs, then south along the wall to take down Guanping. Then fight my way north and then west, during which the castle floods. Then what follows is a long fight against Guan Yu, who just doesn't take much damage from me and regularly heals himself. I have to flee at one point with my health so low, but I come back and make his soul be his brethren once again. No level ups from this one. Stage 6 is Yiling, and it's that same starting position, so it's skipped again. I gain the Tiger Hook, Lu Meng's third weapon. Officers killed, Lu Meng reaches class 5 with 6 bodyguards. Then for stage 7 we have Hefei Castle, once again with nothing new to talk about. Officers killed, Lu Meng reaches class 4. His ending has him meditate under a waterfall, Lu Xun drink with Huang Gai, Lu Meng petting his horse and showing off his skills. Now for another 4th weapon. It's the third really simple one in a row. On Fan Castle I have to kill Guanping. A special item spawns on the middle platform southeast of Wei HQ. The White Tiger adds a lightning element to Lu Meng's C6. Maxing now. 4 runs through the Yellow Turbans fully levels his bodyguards and maxes out both his attack and defense stats. The next run gets him to class max and maxes both his health and Musou bar at once. Then 5 more runs just to max his points out. The 8th Wu character going in order is Gan Ning, who also starts with the pirate attack. He's another I already own the second weapon for, the Steel Sword. Like the other bandit stages, this one has nothing left to talk about after the first playthrough. After 3 average characters in a row, Gan Ning is actually really good, and after the nightmare he is to fight against, he better fucking be. He's fast and strong with good attacks. His moveset is incomplete now, but I do like his C4, the move where he does a quick slash while dashing to the side. His Musou attack is also incredible. He runs while holding his sword out. You can either hit so many enemies with it, or you can try and steer yourself in a way to obliterate a single enemy's health bar. One of the best characters in the game for me. On clearing this stage, Gan Ning goes up to class 14. And then we have Che Bi yet again for stage 2. This time I start in the same position as most of the Shu characters, so there still isn't anything new to bring up. List of defeated officers, Gan Ning reaches class 11 with 4 sergeant infantry bodyguards. Stage 3 is Hefei. Despite Gan Ning's role as an NPC hiding under the bridge, the way the game's battles are structured doesn't really allow for that when playing as him, so he starts in the same place as everyone else. Officers killed, Gan Ning is now class 9 and has 6 major bodyguards. Fan Castle then makes a third appearance for stage 4. Fan Castle has only 2 outcomes, take out Guan Yu or take out both Guan Yu and Guanping. And I've covered this stage twice already, so this is another one for the skip pile in the future. I win and there are no level ups. Stage 5 is Yiling. And while Gan Ning has his own starting position in the southeast corner as an NPC, when playing as him it's the same starting position everyone except Sun Shang has had. It wouldn't have been massively different, but I would have had a different start to the stage to talk about before skipping to the end. I gained the Rhythm Master, Gan Ning's third weapon. He also reaches class 7. Nan Man returns for stage 6. While I am skipping over the stage again, I at least can show off Gan Ning's C6, multiple projectiles fired along the ground. A pretty good attack for dealing with groups close together. Defeated officers, Gan Ning reaches class 5. And his final stage is Hefei Castle. But first I'm getting his 4th weapon. On Hefei not the castle, I have to wait for Chang Liao to trigger Taisha Ce's death cutscene. It's been a while since I've had to deal with a supply unit, but this one appears from the northwest gate behind Cao Cao and travels to the southwest gate. I lose my horse and have to chase them on foot, abusing my true Musou attack to travel slightly faster. I catch up to them and kill the supply captain for the weapon. The Sea Master has a lightning element on Gan Ning's C6. That's a really nice element to give to that attack. Shame I never used it once at Hefei Castle and robbed myself of the only new thing to bring up. Officers killed, Gan Ning reaches class 3 with 6 guard bodyguards. New scenes in his ending are Sun Quan and Lu Meng drinking, Gan Ning slapping Lu Xun's shoulder and then napping against his big guard. That just leaves the usual maxing. 4 runs of the Yellow Turbans maxes out his attack. The next run gets him to class max, fully levels his bodyguards, and maxes his defense stat. 3 more runs maxes his Musoba, 1 more maxes his health, then 3 more max out his points. That's all the returning Wu characters. Now we move on to the newcomers, starting with Huang Gai, who I'd somehow tricked myself into thinking was already in Dynasty Warriors 2. He must have been a common NPC officer. Anyway, his first stage is the Yellow Turbans. Huang Gai fights with a large rod slung over his shoulder, although that makes his default weapon look weird with it being so thin and tiny compared to his attack animations. He'd be Wu's equivalent to Shu Chu, but way more fun. He's a slow mover and strong, but his attacks are much faster and are way more satisfying to pull off. My only complaint is that it feels like his range should be longer than it actually is. His Musou attack is a pretty decent series of swings that cover a good enough horizontal distance in front of him. It's just more Yellow Turbans, so here are the officers killed. Huang Gai reaches class 13 and gains 4 bodyguards. As with most who start with the Yellow Turbans, Hu Lao Gate is his second stage. Once again I get another 1000 kills since it really helps give a nice point boost early on. Officers defeated here, Huang Gai reaches class 9 with 6 bodyguards. Stage 3 is the surprise attack on Liu Biao. Apart from starting from the centre boat instead of the east one, 2 descriptions of surprise attack is enough to have it all covered. We are now at a point where all remaining playthroughs are going to be skimmed over to cut out repetition. Nothing interesting happens, no new weapons, no level ups. Stage 4 is Che Bi. From this I get the Shadow Rod, Huang Gai's third weapon, still need his second. I killed V's with him and got him to class 6. His stage 5 is Yi Ling. Now that's more like it. That's a weapon that actually looks like it fits his attack animations, that looks like it's so heavy he needs to rest it on his shoulder. His new C6 it grants is very good for crowd control too, just a good old ground shockwave with good range. Apart from that, it's Yi Ling starting from that same position. The C6 lets me utterly destroy Shu though. That's who I shockwave to death, and Huang Gai reaches class 5 with 8 bodyguards who've still not had a single rank up yet. Stage 6 is Yo Ting. I'm still making it this far into the Musou mode without getting the second weapon. I killed these guys for not enough points to level up. Like most of them, Hefei Castle is his final stage, but I'm getting Huang Gai's 4th weapon first. I've been getting so many easier conditions this episode, as he is another where I just need to kill a guy. In this case it's Chang Liao at Che Bi. The weapon then spawns right next to Zhuge Liang's shrine. The Black Shadow has no element, just better stats. I also finally gain the Steel Rod, his second weapon. Huang Gai reaches class 4 and the bodyguards are promoted to fighters. And as for Hefei Castle, this is who I killed, getting Huang Gai to class 3 and promoting his bodyguards to sergeants. His ending has him and Lu Meng chat with a sitting Sun Quan and Lu Xun posing for the moon. Nothing else new. When it comes to maxing him, 3 Yellow Turbans playthroughs max his defense stat. 1 more fully levels his bodyguards and maxes his attacks. 2 more to reach class max and max out his health, and 1 more for his Musou bar. Then 5 more quick runs to max out the points. The last of the Sun family on the roster next with newcomer Sun Ce, another of Sun Jian's sons. He starts off with Hu Lao Gate. Sun Ce is a decent one, but not great. He fights with Tonfas and he is decently strong and can be fun, though he struggles with crowds. He does really well against single enemies though. His Musou attack is okay, a series of spinning attacks ending in a rising attack. It's another one that only really works well on single enemies despite the animation making it look like it should hit all around him. I appreciate the unique weapon though, standing out in the sea of sword and spear users. Another 1000 kills, here's the officers I took out. Strangely, for a non-leader, he starts at class 13 and jumps to class 9 with the bodyguards becoming fighters. Stage 2 is Wu territory and I go through it in the exact same order I did as Sun Jian. I gain Sun Ce's second weapon, the Studded Tonfa. This is who I took out and he goes up to class 8. Stage 3 is my 12 millionth playthrough of Che Bi. Know what I find weird? Sun Ce has a large role in the cutscenes of the surprise attack on Liu Biao stage, and yet this stage isn't part of his own Musou mode run. He's basically the main character of that stage, with it being explained as his first real battle, watching his father die and swearing revenge. Surely it would be better to include that rather than one of the later stages that he wasn't even alive for. It's one of the strangest decisions in the game to me. I gain Sun Ce's third weapon, the Conqueror. Here's what should be a very familiar kill list by now, and I reach class 6. Hefei next for stage 4. Man, if I could only start in one of the corners instead, I'd at least have a new route to describe. I can now use Sun Ce's C6, which is pretty good, a series of rapid punches ending in a strong one. Like the rest of his moveset, not great for groups, but really good for singular enemies. This is who I killed. Sun Ce reaches class 5 and his bodyguards become warriors. For stage 5 it's Fan Castle again. Surprisingly, the usual small amount of points I get on this stage actually gets me a level up, to class 4. Then we have Yi-Ling again for stage 6. I killed this lot and have Sun Ce reach class 3, still only 2 bodyguards. Its final stage is Nan Man, but I'm getting his 4th weapon first. For this one I just have to repeat the conditions for unlocking Taisha Ce. Defeat Liu Yong before Taisha Ce is defeated. The weapon spawns in the southwest of the central section. The Overlord grants a fire element to Sun Ce's C5 and C6. His bodyguards also become mages. The only interesting thing I have to say here is that I was so used to her Fey Castle being the final stage that for over a year I've mistakenly had the recording also listed as being of her Fey Castle. I was very confused when my footage showed Nan Man. This is the last appearance of Nan Man in a Musou mode in the vanilla game. Kill list, Sun Ce reaches class 3 with 4 guard bodyguards. His ending has his wife and sister-in-law, Da Chao and Xiao Chao, doing the singing. I'll get to that soon. He sits and drinks with Cho Yu, the sisters give all their attention to Cho Yu while Sun Ce tries to ask for a refill, and he later shows off his skills with a sword. As for the maxing, 3 runs of Yellow Turbans fully levels the bodyguards. 1 more gets him to class max. The next one maxes his defense. The one after does the same for his health, 1 more for his Musou meter, and another for his attack stat. And 3 more rushed runs to max out the points. And after finishing Sun Ce, I'm following him up with his wife, Da Chao. She starts with the Yellow Turbans. Da Chao fights with a pair of fans. What Da Chao lacks in range with her small weapons, she makes up for in everything else. She's very fast without being too weak and has great crowd control. Even without her later weapons, her Musou attack covers so much ground she can take out many soldiers at once with it. But I do have a big criticism with Da Chao and her sister, and that is her character design. Not on its own. I understand that even if they historically don't match, they want to apply certain video game character tropes to the cast for the sake of diversity. The young, tiny girl who beats the shit out of opponents much bigger than her is a type that has a lot of fans, even outside of those types. It becomes a problem to me with Da Chao because Sun Ce is her husband and he is also in the game. When you put the two next to each other, it just looks very wrong. He looks in his 30s and she looks about 12. If you apply this character type to a woman whose husband wasn't in the game, it wouldn't look anywhere near as bad. I have seen Da Chao's design in the latest game and it is a slight improvement in that department, in that she looks more like an adult who happens to look a bit younger, which is more than I can say about her sister. My Yellow Turban kill list, Da Chao reaches class 13 and the bodyguards become fighters. Stage 2 is Hulao Gate. I gained Da Chao's second weapon, the Violet Fans. There's the list of officers and my 1000 plus kill count. Da Chao reaches class 9 and her bodyguards become sergeants. So, Sun Ce doesn't get the surprise attack, but his wife, who I'm pretty sure wasn't involved, does. She's the first one to start in the southwest corner, but it doesn't make much difference. Killed officers, Da Chao reaches class 7 and gains 4 bodyguards. The assault on Wu territory is stage 4. The defeated officers, who get Da Chao to class 6. Stage 5 is Che Bi yet again. I gained Da Chao's third weapon, Beauty. This is who she defeated, which got her the points to reach class 4 with 6 warrior bodyguards. And another Yi-Ling for stage 6. Da Chao's C6 is a pretty powerful fan throw and spin attack, but even then, the full uninterrupted combo is also pretty good. Officer kills, Da Chao reaches class 3, stage 7 is her Fey Castle. 4th weapon first. On Yo Ting I have to defeat Chang He. The weapon spawns in the far northwest of the map. The true Beauty has no element. Her Fey Castle's kills, Da Chao reaches class 2. In her ending, her brother-in-law Cho Yu is forced to do the singing and dancing. Still the same song, so the same singer's voice is coming out of his mouth. The Chao sisters drink together, but that's the only new segment to the ending. When it comes to maxing her, a single run of Yellow Turbans maxes her defense. 2 more runs fully level the bodyguards and maxes her attack. The next one gets her to class max and maxes her Musou meter. 2 more to max out her health, and 4 more to max out her points. And that just leaves the final Musou mode, Da Chao's sister and Cho Yu's wife, Xiao Chao. She starts with a pirate attack. Sharing a weapon type with Da Chao means I already have her second weapon, the Violet Fan. Her opening cutscene has her complaining about being bored without Cho Yu. I didn't enjoy Xiao Chao anywhere near as much as her sister. She has her speed, but that's about it. I especially couldn't stand her running attack, where she lunges forward a little and then takes time to get back up, during which she's totally helpless. One of the most useless attacks in the game and one that comes out accidentally all the time. Her Musou attack is weird, a very awkward travelling attack that ends in one decent crowd hitter. My complaints about Da Chao's character design looking too young compared to her husband also apply here, but even more. Da Chao looks young, but Xiao Chao looks even younger. I also think it's a more egregious case because Da Chao and Sun Ce debut in this same game. I can see them being designed separately at the same time and them not matching by the end. But Cho Yu was already in the last game, they would have known how the two would look next to each other. And unlike Da Chao, who was redesigned to look older in later games, Xiao Chao still looks like a newborn baby. That is hyperbole for comic effect, by the way, before some smarmy weirdo tries to come in with some "have you ever seen a newborn before?" as some sad gotcha. Xiao Chao reaches class 15 from this short stage. Her second stage is Hulao Gate. The 1000 kills and the officers, Xiao Chao reaches class 10 with sergeant bodyguards. Stage 3 is Che Bi once again, and after this I never have to play Che Bi again, until Extreme Legends. This is who I killed to get Xiao Chao to class 8. 2 bandit stages in a single Musou mode, as stage 4 is the Mountain Bandit campaign. Imagine begging a toddler to protect you. And it's just a generic commander too. Xiao Chao reaches class 7 from this. Her Fei won last time for stage 5. I gain Grace, Xiao Chao's third weapon. I killed this lot for class 5 with fighter bodyguards. One more Yi-Ling for stage 6. Her C6 is alright I suppose, multi-hits on a single character if you aim it right. Once again though, it doesn't compare to her sisters. List of officers killed, Xiao Chao reaches class 4 and her bodyguards become majors. Her final stage is one last appearance of the Nanman campaign. Hang on, didn't I already say that? Shit. Since this stage also contains Xiao Chao's 4th weapon, I do it on hard first time as well. All I need to do is defeat Churong. The weapon spawns in this little hidden dead end around the northwest. The True Grace adds a death element to Xiao Chao's C6. I kill these losers and get her to class 3 with elite bodyguards. Clearing Musou mode as all women also unlocks the second bonus and final character in the game, Nua. For the final Musou ending in this version, we still have Cho Yu singing, Xiao Chao trying to eavesdrop on her sister and husband, a passed out drunk Sun Ce, Xiao Chao once again eyeing her sister and husband with suspicion, and the sisters cheering on Huang Gai as he does some posing. Maxing time. 3 yellow turbans runs to fully level the bodyguards, then 1 more to max her Musou meter, another one to each class max and max defense, 2 more to max attack, 1 more to max health, and then 3 more to max points. And that is all of the Wu Kingdom maxed out, with all weapons and Musou modes completed. There are a few contenders for most fun character. Cho Yu, Sun Xiangxiang, Da Chao. Lu Xun could have been it, but is more carried by his 4th weapon, so I'm going to give it to Gan Ning. Least fun is also tough, since there are no characters I outright hated playing as like in the other kingdoms. I could have chosen Sun Jian, Sun Quan or Lu Meng for the reason I'm about to give, but I'll go with Xiao Chao for her being the biggest downgrade compared to another character with a similar moveset. But we're not done yet, we still have the other category. These characters don't have Musou modes in this version, so all there is to do is talk about their movesets and obtaining their weapons before maxing them out. And in character select order, first is Diao Chan. Like in the last game, I can choose to play certain stages from the opposite sides that don't normally appear in Musou mode. So here I'm playing as Dong Chuo's side at Hulao Gate, where the goal is to defeat Yuan Shao while facing the 3 kingdom leaders on the way. Diao Chan is okay. Speed is her only true strength, but I at least remember her feeling a lot more fun here than she did in Dynasty Warriors 2. Her main weakness, like many others, is the short range of her rods. Her Musou attack is a series of flip kicks that doesn't feel that great, a bit dodgy to control and doesn't do that much damage. Playing this stage I get her second weapon, the Great Mace. With all those familiar characters defeated, she jumps to class 11 with sergeant bodyguards. I then do a couple yellow turbans runs to up her stats a bit. I get her to class 6 with 4 sergeant warrior bodyguards. Then it's back to Dong Chuo's side of Hulao Gate for her 4th weapon. I have to defeat Yuan Shu, the first officer you'll run into heading along the path from where you start at Dong Chuo's HQ. The weapon spawns to the west of the Fan Shui Gate. The gold globe has no element. I also got over 10,000 points on this stage, getting Diao Chan to class 3 with 6 bodyguards. Then comes the maxing, which I'll speed through even faster for the other characters. It takes several runs of late game stages to find the 3rd weapon, the gold orb. Several runs of yellow turbans to max all her stats, and then the next run maxes her points out. Lu Bu next. Being a halberd user, his 2nd weapon is also the great halberd I already own. In Dynasty Warriors 2, I said that Lu Bu was a letdown considering the difficulty to unlock him. Thankfully in this game he is far, far better. He is very powerful, he has great range and can clear crowds easily. His worst aspect is his speed, and even then he's faster than average. One of the best characters in the game and actually worth those 1000 kills this time. Just a total beast that plows through everything. Plus, he starts at class 6, which with the 11,000 points I get on this first stage playing as him, gets him to class 4 already. After a yellow turban run to get him to class 2, I'm going for that 4th weapon already. On Hulao Gate, I must defeat Chang Fei, Guan Yu and Liu Bei. You must save Liu Bei for last to prevent Guan Yu and Chang Fei from fleeing. This spawns a supply unit from the northeastern entrance that moves west to the gate near Cao Cao. I cut them off and get the weapon. I also get another 1,000 kills while I'm at it. The Sky Scorcher adds a lightning element to Lu Bu's C4, C5 and C6. That's pretty good. It also bumps Lu Bu to class 1 with 6 elite guards. Said C6 is a series of good rapid swings ending in a ground pound. And with that lightning element, anyone sent flying will also emit a wave of lightning when they land that hits other enemies. Once again, I run later stages until one drops Lu Bu's 3rd weapon, the Sky Piercer. Lu Bu is a rare character who I max points out on before maxing stats. It takes 2 more Yellow Turbans playthroughs to max his stats. Then to round off the Hulao Gate trio with Dong Chuo. The longsword is his 2nd weapon and I already have it. Dong Chuo is our 7th character so far to use the general moveset, and he is also definitely the worst. He is so slow, both in terms of movement speed and attacks, leaving himself wide open after most of his moves. His Musou attack is fine, a couple swings ending in a shockwave belly flop, but it's probably his best attack and that's pretty damning. He actually starts at class max with over 60,000 points. I then try a couple more level runs just to find items to boost his awful stats. His 4th weapon is also found at Hulao Gate. First I just have to stand still and let Yuan Shao's allied forces defeat all of my officers except for Diao Chan. This means I have to put some effort into keeping her alive, as she will charge off ahead to fight the Shu group. Half an hour of waiting for the rest of my army to die, and once Diao Chan is the only survivor, she defects and takes me on herself. I then have to kill her. The weapon spawns near the gate east of centre where Shu Rong starts. The Grand Star puts a lightning element on Dong Chuo's C5. Next comes a run of Yiling where I get his 3rd weapon, the Star Sword. The run of Yellow Turbans after maxes his points. Then it takes another hour of replaying Yellow Turbans to max out his stats. Next in order is Yuan Shao, who also has the already owned longsword as his 2nd weapon. Footage here is of playing Guandu from his side, where the goal is to defeat Cao Cao. Yuan Shao is the 8th and final character to use the general moveset, and he's one of the better ones, better than the other 3 featured in this video, faster and stronger. His Musou attack is pretty much borrowed from Liu Bei. That's pretty much it, I've talked about this moveset 8 times now. He starts at class 6 and goes up to class 5 from the 1st stage. I get him up to class 3 before going for his 4th weapon. On Yuan Shao's side of Guandu, I have to keep my officer Wen Chou alive for 10 minutes. That involved me taking out everyone around him and Guan Yu. After 10 minutes a supply unit appears in the southwest, so I wipe them out for the weapon. The Grandmaster is just better stats, no element. A run of Yiling gets me the Master Sword, his 3rd weapon. It also bumps him up to class 2. Then an hour and a half of Yellow Turbans both maxes out his points and his stats in the same run. Now for the leader of those Yellow Turbans I've abused so much, Chang Jiao. Since he uses staffs like Pang Tong, the already owned Mirage Staff is his 2nd weapon. When playing this stage on the Yellow Turban side, the goal is to get deep into the fortress and kill He Jin. Chang Jiao has had a total overhaul since the last game. In Dynasty Warriors 2 he was another user of the general moveset, but here he now fights with his staff and uses magic. His regular attacks are kind of weak, with odd animations that make it hard to tell what will hit who. But his charge attacks with his fire spells are very good and can cover a large distance to cause continuous damage. His Musou attack is also a barrage of spells followed by a flamethrower. Overall it balances out to a character that is decent to play as. They also start giving him some personality, portraying him as this slightly wacky cult leader, which is more than the nothing he was in the last game. Like Dong Chuo, he also starts out at class max. When playing against the Yellow Turbans as him, the cutscene where you smash Chang Bao's boulder has the magic user claim that he doesn't believe in magic. That run was to build up his stats some more, now I'm going for his 4th weapon. For this one I have to defeat every officer under one of the 3 kingdom leaders. That's 3 officers under Liu Bei, 4 under Sun Jian and 5 under Cao Cao. Every one of them yourself, so you better equip that red hair to make sure your soldiers don't get there first. I also turned off all my bodyguards so they don't steal my kills. It takes 3 attempts, but I accomplish this with Sun Jian's officers. The weapon spawns east of the river that flows into the castle. The Volcano Staff adds a fire element to Chang Jiao's C5. A run of Yiling then gets me the 3rd weapon, the Staff of Fire. Nearly 30 minutes later I max out his points, an hour and a half later I max out his stats. On to the Nanman characters now, starting with Meng Huo. Playing on the Nanman side requires me to defeat Zhuge Liang. It's also a long trek as Meng Huo before I even fight any enemies. Meng Huo fights with a pair of massive claws, and I actually found him a bit of a disappointment. He's strong, I'll give him that, but he's just way too slow. His attacks are slow and feel unwieldy and easy to get hit out of. Not Shu Chu levels, but enough to impact how much I enjoy him. He does have a very good Musou attack though, repeated ground shockwaves. It's the only attack I found reliable. On clearing the stage, I gain his second weapon, the Beast Gauntlet, and his third, the Beast Master. He's also another one that starts off at class max. After a few stat boosting level runs, I go for that fourth weapon. On the Nanman side, I have to take out either Ma Chao, Chang Yi and Ma Dai, or Chang Fei, Chang Bao and Guan Xing. I just ride along the south to the east and then north to very quickly defeat the former trio. The weapon then spawns in the centre west of the map. The King of Beasts grants a fire attack to Meng Huo's C6, which is just a big ground punch. 25 minutes of yellow turbans to max his points, another 50 to max out his stats. And that leads me to the second Nanman character, Meng Huo's wife, Chu Rong. Chu Rong fights with a bladed boomerang and is a huge disappointment. She's one of the 130 plus characters from Warriors Orochi Free Hyper, and I distinctly remember playing as her and having fun. But the version of her in this game is just awful. Slow, weak, easily interruptible attacks with garbage range. Crappy needle throwing Musou attack. The only character that comes close to Zhuge Liang's level of unfun. It's a shame because she was a character I was actively looking forward to playing as. I tried to unlock her fourth weapon right away and just got my ass kicked twice. So I went into 2-player and sent out Lu Bu instead. I had to keep Dong Tune and Ahui Nan alive for 15 minutes while playing the Nanman side. This basically required me to mop up the Shu army going up the entire east side of the map. Eventually the two of them will flee the battlefield and the weapon will spawn near the bridge in the centre south of the map. The magma wheel adds a fire effect to Chu Rong's C4 and C5. Doing nothing also got her to class 15. She's so bad I have to boost her to class 9 before even attempting other stages on normal difficulty. And I still die even with a fourth weapon. A run of Yiling gets me her third weapon, the fire wheel. It takes me trying 3 other stages before I find her second weapon, the Hawk Boomerang, in the Assault on Wu territory. It takes another 50 minutes of grinding to max out her stats, and then another 20 to max out her points. Now it's time for one of the bonus characters, Fu Shi, and I'm trying to get his fourth weapon right away, with no level ups and just his starting weapon. These bonus characters stand out, as instead of being historical figures or characters made up for the record of the Three Kingdoms, Fu Shi and Nua are figures in Chinese mythology. They also never appear in Dynasty Warriors again after this game. What surprised me about them in this game is that I was introduced to them, once again, in Warriors Orochi Free Hyper, where they are completely redesigned to be more over the top and godly looking and look nothing like this. So I was quite surprised to unlock him and he just looks like some bloke here. Some bloke with a massive sword, but still some bloke. Fu Shi is the better of the bonus characters. He looks weak in this footage because he's unleveled on hard difficulty, but he's very strong with attacks that cover a wide area for dealing with crowds. His Musou attack where he spins with his sword out is one of the best crowd clearing moves in the game. Fu Shi's fourth weapon is found in the surprise attack stage but on Liu Biao's side, where I'm fighting the Wu army and have to defeat Sun Jian. All I have to do to make it appear is defeat Huang Gai, who hangs around the centre boat to the south. But it takes 4 attempts as I get killed a lot. It doesn't help that Huang Gai and Sun Ce hang out so close to each other. But once I stay away enough to shoot Sun Ce to death, I stay at low health and spam my auto-charging true Musou attack to get rid of Huang Gai. The weapon spawns in this isolated area in the northwest of the beach. Fu Shi's sword grants a fire element to his C5 and C6. The stage also bumps him to class 14. Now I have his full moveset, I can try for his second and third weapons. His C6 is very good, a strong stab followed by swinging the enemy over his head behind himself. Now I don't need to be on hard, I can properly enjoy how much of a beast he is. If you ever wondered how Cloud Strife might have played in a Warriors game at this point in time, this is pretty close. A run of Yiling gets me both weapons I'm after at once. Holy Avenger is his third weapon, and Great Sword is his second. By this point he's class 9, so there's still a bit of grinding to do. An hour 20 minutes to max out his stats on Yellow Turbans, and a further 20 to max out his points. That just leaves one character, another Chinese mythological figure and Bo Fu Shi's sister and wife, Nua. Once again I'm going for her fourth weapon right away, which is found at Wang Castle on Chang Shu's side where I have to kill the fleeing Cao Cao. To spawn the 4th weapon I have to defeat Dian Wei, who isn't far from where I start. Nua fights with a rapier and she has decently powerful attacks, also the fastest attacks in the game. Good for single enemies but not so much with crowds. Even her rapid stabbing Musou attack is made for taking down individuals. The thing with Nua is that she could be absolutely amazing, if a better player than me was handling her. But that fastest attack speed in the game is the problem for me. I find her too hard to control well. The animations come out so fast that I can't actually keep up with what I'm doing, and despite that speed, I still can't help but leave myself open for a beating all the time. If I was better with her, I could have easily seen her ending up my favourite character in the other category to play as. Defeating Dian Wei on this side triggers a cutscene that shows him fighting off attackers inside the burning castle only to be filled with arrows. All I have to do to find the weapon is to go through the newly opened gate north of where I fought him. Even then it still takes me 2 attempts before I take down Cao Cao. Nua's rapier adds the death element to her C6. They also gave me Celestial Blade, her 3rd weapon, and Swift Rapier, her 2nd. All her weapons obtained in one level run. With those I now own every single weapon in the game, all 130 of them. It then takes 2 hours of Yellow Turbans to max out Nua's stats, and a further 25 to max out her points. With all the other characters completed, I can easily say that Lu Bu was the most fun and Chu Rong was the least fun. Maybe in the next game Chu Rong can get the kind of upgrade Lu Bu got from 2 to 3. That's also every character in the game fully leveled up with maxed out stats and points, so this version of the game is complete. But there is also the challenge mode where I have 2 challenges. First is endurance to see how long I can last. I use Lu Xun and survive for 23 minutes with 876 kills. Then there's a time attack to see how quickly I can kill 100 enemies. As Lu Bu it takes me 2 microseconds short of 6 minutes. And there is Dynasty Warriors 3, the first version, we're not fully done yet. It is a vast improvement over Dynasty Warriors 2. More characters, more diverse characters among those who share movesets, far more stages, more personality, more than just 3 Musou mode orders shared between the entire cast. Everything just feels more fun and satisfying, plus the addition of items and weapon collecting gives you more to do with each character than just play a copy-pasted Musou mode and then grind. I will say that although giving each character their own set of Musou mode stages is better than before and reduced monotony, I think you can tell I was still getting a little burned out by the end. I still had to play so much of Hulao Gate, Nanman and especially Chi against the Wei army. Increasing the amount of stages from 5 to 7 and having a larger cast on top of it didn't help. But also, I did most of this in the space of a month when most people had this game for years to work on before 4 came out, and if my biggest complaint is there's too much of it, that can't be too bad. Apart from certain obnoxious AI opponents and the odd unfun character like Zhuge Liang and Chu Rong, I don't have much else to complain about. A good game, good enough to crack the current top 50, but we're still not at the style of Warriors games I'm familiar with and love yet. Of course, we're still not done yet with Dynasty Warriors 3, as next episode I'll be carrying this save over to Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends, and continuing with the new content there, starting with the new Musou modes added for the other characters.